Good afternoon, students. So today's our topic of video demonstration is surface anatomy of lower limb. So first of all, I am going to show you, this is your anterior superior iliac spine, right? And this is your pubic tubercle. Okay. So the line joining the anterior superior iliac spine to pubic tubercle, it represents your inguinal ligament. And it also forms the base of the femoral triangle. And the midpoint of this line represents the midpoint of the inguinal ligament. Then now we will extend one more point from anterior superior iliac spine to pubic symphysis. Here is your anterior superior iliac spine and here is your pubic symphysis, and the midpoint of this line extending from anterior superior iliac spine to pubic symphysis is known as mid-inguinal point. It is known as mid-inguinal point, and it is somewhat medial to the midpoint of the inguinal ligament. Now we are going to mark the femoral artery. The first point of femoral artery, it is the midpoint of it lies at the mid-inguinal point. This is your mid-inguinal point, and the second point is at the adductor tubercle. Here is your adductor tubercle. Now we will join both these points. The upper one third of this line, it represents the femoral artery in the femoral triangle. Middle one third of this line, it represents the femoral artery in the adductor canal, and the lower one third of this line, it represents the descending genicular and saphenous branches of the artery. Mark the profunda femoris artery. First point lies at 3.5 centimeter below the mid-inguinal point. It lies 3.5 centimeter below the mid-inguinal point. Then the second point lies at 10 centimeter below the mid-inguinal point. 10 centimeter below the mid-inguinal point. And the artery is convex laterally in its upper part. So this will represent your profunda femoris artery. Now we are going to mark the dorsal venous arc. The dorsal venous arc lies at the proximal parts of the bases of the metatarsal bones. These are your metatarsal bones, and here are the bases of metatarsal bones. So dorsal venous arc lies here. Now I want to show you some bony landmarks. This is your medial malleolus. This is your lateral malleolus. This is your tibial tuberosity, right? Now let us start with the great saphenous vein. The first point for great saphenous vein is at the medial end of dorsal venous arc. Second point at the anterior surface of the medial malleolus, right? Third point lies at the junction at the upper 2/3 and the lower 1/3 of medial border of tibia. At the junction of upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of medial border of tibia. Fourth point lies at the adductor tubercle. Now fifth point lies just below the center of the saphenous opening. Now we are going to do where the saphenous opening lies. This is your pubic tubercle, right? Saphenous opening lies 4 centimeter lateral and 4 centimeter downwards. 4 centimeter lateral and 4 centimeter downwards. Here it is 2.5 centimeter broad. It is 2.5 centimeter long and 2 centimeter broad. 2.5 centimeter long and 2 centimeter broad, and it is directed laterally and downwards. Here is your saphenous opening. So the fifth point of the great saphenous vein, it opens below the center of saphenous opening. So here will be your fifth point for the great saphenous vein. Now I am going to mark the great saphenous vein. The first point was at the medial end of the dorsal venous arc. Second point was at the anterior surface of medial malleolus. Third point was at the junction of upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 at the medial border of tibia. Fourth point was at adductor tubercle. Here will be your adductor tubercle. Now fifth point was here. Now I am joining all these points. So this is your great saphenous vein, right? Now we are going to mark the small saphenous vein. First point for the small saphenous vein, it is at the lateral point of the dorsal venous arc. First point. Second point is behind the lateral malleolus. Second point is behind the lateral malleolus. Third point lies at the lateral part of the tendocalcaneus, just above the lateral malleolus. So third point will be somewhat here, right? And the fourth point lies at the middle of the popliteal fossa. Fourth point lies somewhat at the middle of the popliteal fossa. Now we will be join all these points. First point at the lateral end of the dorsal venous arc. Second point behind the lateral malleolus. Third point lateral to the tendocalcaneus, just above the lateral malleolus. Fourth point at the popliteal fossa, right? This represents your small saphenous vein, and it drains into the popliteal vein. We are going to mark the dorsalis pedis artery. First point lies between the two malleoli. First point lies between the two malleoli. The second point lies at the proximal part of first intermetatarsal space. Proximal part of first intermetatarsal space. Now I am going to join these points. This represents your dorsalis pedis artery. Now we are going to mark the superior extensor retinacula. The first point for the superior extensor retinacula, it lies at just above the lateral malleolus. It is a 3 centimeter long band, so it lies above the lateral malleolus and the second point at the anterior border of tibia, lower part of anterior border of tibia. It runs, when we join these points, it runs upwards and medially. It runs upwards and medially. This whole is our superior extensor retinacula. Now we are going to mark the inferior extensor retinacula. The stem of the inferior extensor retinacula, it is 1.5 centimeter broad, and it begins from the anterior part of the upper surface of calcaneum, and then it divides into two parts. The upper part, the upper band, it is around 1 centimeter long. It runs till the anterior border of the medial malleolus. It runs till the anterior border of medial malleolus, and the second band and the lower band, it is also 1 centimeter wide. It is also 1 centimeter wide, and it extends from the medial end of the stem to the medial side of the foot, extending into sole. So this marks your inferior extensor retinacula. This is the upper band, this is the lower band, and this is your stem of the inferior extensor retinacula. The stem begins from the upper surface of the calcaneum, and it divides into upper band and lower band. The upper band gets inserted at the anterior border of the medial malleolus, and the lower band it extends into the sole. Now the structures passing beneath the inferior extensor retinacula from medial to lateral side are: first passes your tendon of tibialis anterior, then comes your extensor hallucis longus, then comes your anterior tibial artery, then comes your deep peroneal nerve, then comes your tendon of extensor digitorum longus, then comes your peroneus tertius. Now let us mark the flexor retinaculum. It is 2.5 centimeter broad band. It extends from the medial malleolus. This is your medial malleolus. And it extends till the medial side of the heel, running downwards and backwards. Running downwards and backwards. This shows the marking of your flexor retinaculum. The structures passing under the flexor retinacula from medial to lateral side are: first is the tendon of tibialis posterior, then is your tendon of flexor digitorum longus, then is your posterior tibial artery, then tibial nerve, then is the tendon of flexor hallucis longus. Now we are going to mark the sciatic nerve. This is your posterior superior iliac spine. This is your ischial tuberosity. This is your greater trochanter. Now I am going to join the posterior superior iliac spine and ischial tuberosity. This will be the midpoint of this line. 2.5 centimeter lateral to the midpoint of this line. It is the first point for the sciatic nerve. It is the first point for the sciatic nerve. Now, the line joining the ischial tuberosity to greater trochanter. This is the line joining the ischial tuberosity to greater trochanter. The midpoint of this line will be somewhat here. Just medial to this midpoint. Just medial to this midpoint marks the second point of the sciatic nerve. This is the second point for your sciatic nerve. Now the third point, it lies at the junction between the upper 2/3 and the lower 1/3 of back of the thigh. At the junction of upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of back of thigh, this is the third point for sciatic nerve. Now I am going to join all these points. This represents your sciatic nerve. Now the sciatic nerve, it enters the popliteal fossa. In the popliteal fossa, it divides into common peroneal nerve and tibial nerve. Common peroneal nerve, it begins at the apex of the popliteal fossa and at the neck of the fibula. This is the second point for the common peroneal nerve, right? Now we are going to mark the popliteal artery. The first point lies at the junction of upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of the back of thigh. Upper 2/3 and lower 1/3 of back of thigh, 2.5 centimeter medial to this point. 2.5 centimeter medial to this point. It marks the first point for the popliteal artery. Second point lies at the middle of the back of the knee. At the middle of the back of the knee. The third point lies at the posterior part of the back of leg at the level of tibial tuberosity. Here is your tibial tuberosity. It lies behind the tibial tuberosity. Now, when I join these points, it represents the popliteal artery. That's all for the surface marking of the lower limb. Thank you.